What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. It is now 2021, and like I said, I was glad to get out of 2020. I'm still glad to be here in 2021. And I know a lot of black men are looking to move forward in their lives. There's a lot of talk about, self-development now in the sector. Brothers are trying to improve their skill sets, health, weight loss, and things like that, diet. But there's one thing that I believe as black men that we need to be able to do, which is deal with criticisms from other people in our community. And I believe that this is probably going to come from, other black men, which we have more of the ability to keep it real with one another and hold ourselves accountable. But with other groups, the other group, which is black women. Now, for many years, I know a lot of black men have felt that black women have, criticized them, talked down to them. And now that black men, we have access to our own platforms, our own digital economies that are now coming up, like the manosphere, the black manosphere. You have, blogs coming up. Guys can now come out and tell their truths now and earn a living from it, which is what's way different than 5 years ago. And to retort those claims that black women say that, you're not building anything, you don't have communities, you guys don't own any businesses that do anything. And when we start hearing commentary like that coming from them, 99% of the time, what you're going to get from a lot of black men is an immediate retort. And the retorts are going to deal with, well, they're single moms. Well, you have a lot of kids. Well, you can't get married. You're out here trying to struggle for zaddy and trying to swirl. And let's just be honest, from a lot of sisters, that's going to be true. But again, here's where black men have to come to another level. Our level of intellectualism has to reach higher than the counterparts. And again, I'm going to come back to challenge you brothers in 2021. Is to deal with their positions, right? If you're going to engage sisters in debates and arguments and things like that, let's sit back and see if what they're saying is true, okay? Because let's be honest, some of the things that black women say about us, we cannot defend. Like, I'll use Cynthia G. Now, everybody knows Cynthia G is known for discussing things against black men. And then when she says those things, brothers will come for the fact that she's a hypocrite, which, if that was the truth with the Perkins situation, that's absolutely true. Okay. If she's saying that she's pro-black and wearing wigs and weaves, then yeah, that is hypocrisy there. But when she says something like, well, black men don't even care about their own outcomes, because what are they doing to prevent police brutality for themselves in the streets? See, that position there, that can't be defended. When she says black men don't have communities that support their women, that, black women have to go out and work for the white man and things like that. See, that can't be defended. Because, see, that is true. But what's easy for black men to do is to come back right away and talk about how they have failed. Right? And, how they have done this and done that. Like, we already have been talking about that in the manosphere for so many years. Like, we've got our roast on, brothers. Okay? We've understood this situation. But the thing about it is this. Are they telling the truth about some of the calamities that surround black men? And if the answer is yes, it doesn't matter that they are single moms. It doesn't matter that they're weave wearers. It doesn't matter that they're sandal wearers. What matters is what do they have to say? Is it true? Because here's the beauty in those criticisms. You see, when sisters come for black men and they say that you brothers ain't doing this and doing that, there's my opportunity to say, oh, well, that is a problem. Let us start building black men to come in and work together. Let us bring brothers in to solve that issue. Let me look at the brother as he's myself, okay? Which is why you see me and the manosphere trying to do as much as I can to put on brothers onto the platform, to try to expose brothers. Because if she says, or any black woman says, you don't have a network that makes money, or you don't have a network that competes with the white man, then what that tells me, and if that is true, I'm gonna go out there and try to establish relationships with other black men. I'm gonna not look at that other black man, you know, maybe in hindsight, when I was a little bit younger and I was staring at him as if he was crazy, he was staring at me if he was crazy. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna look at this as a brother, as an ally. As I gotta depend on him as he needs to depend on me. I'm gonna look at this brother as a network. I'm not worried about the fact that she has 3 babies by 3 different guys. I'm not worried about that because that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about, does she have any credence in what she's talking about? Because I'm not gonna go back and forth with the fact that what you're saying is hypocritical. Because that's true, but then I missed the opportunity to fix the problem that she's talking about. And if I can fix the problem that she's talking about, then I can possibly monetize it. See, we don't look at it because our emotions are one way. See, when black women start coming for us, I'm listening. Like, for example, Black News 102. Shout out to Sa Neter. Sa Neter had this show with 3 sisters over there, Shapa, Napa Shada, you know, and it was some other sisters on there, and they were actually having some disappointments against the manosphere, the black manosphere. One was named Sumo Belkizzi, one was named Sheikah Atiba. And do you know what I like about what these sisters were talking about? I didn't agree with some of their positions, but there was some truth. And I can say that this was a very intellectual show. And what they dealt with, and the majority of this, was positions. You know, they dealt with positions. And see, when you're dealing with positions, see, I can work with that. And I'm looking for when they're talking about us, because don't nobody know us like black women. If I can hear anything that they're saying that we are not doing, I'm gonna go ahead and try to implement that and improve. It's just like the YouTube channel as a business. Do you know what I like from people that are in the business, that know how this business worked? Now, if it comes from, you know, a subscriber who's talking about, you know, day music, man, I hate your intro, man. I hate that celebrity drink intro. But then, you know, I'm getting, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 million views a month. Then I don't care about what you're talking about. But if it's somebody that is also successful in the space and they're expert in understanding what this community is as a YouTuber, then I'm gonna take that opportunity to grow. And see, black women are experts in how black men operate. And see, I think that what's happening now is just because, and I'm gonna say this controversial, see, just because black men are more desired right now, right? Because, you know, our careers keep us a little bit more safer against coronavirus and things like that. Some of the things that we do in the labor markets, the ability to date interracially easier, and with the black female stereotypes being really toward the bottom when other guys look down on them. And that's not just me saying that, that's just what the records are, okay? As far as dating and mating with sisters. We feel that because we have a better chance of getting married and doing things, that we don't have to listen to those positions. And for some guys, they don't care, and I can get it. But when you don't listen to those positions, what you leave on the table is the room to grow, the room to solve problems, the room to work with other black men and get money, the room in the room to say, okay, let me put my feelings aside, let me deal with what she's talking about. And this is what I urge brothers to do. Yes, we can get our roast on when it's necessary, But see, here's what we can do. We can deal with the positions and say, you know what? As black men, we know that what she's saying is true. Like when they say we have a lot of niggas in the hood, a lot of niggas in our community that ain't serious about business. We know that's not a lie. But it's because it's coming from a single mom with 5 kids. Now we look down on her, so what she's saying don't make no sense, right? We want to downplay her positions. That's what women do. We know what she's saying is the truth. And so what we want to do is we'll take that position from somebody that we respect, but because this person has ruined their life, or this person is on the downcline, or they hit the wall, now all of a sudden we're gonna attack, well, you hit the wall. In a serious conversation, that is very anti-intellectual. Now, we can roast and have fun and all of that, but see, we miss opportunities to bring black men together, because here's the one thing we've got to look at. When it comes to black female unity and their platforms, hey, they are running circles around us. They have things that cater to their economies that we can't even touch. You have whole political parties that cater to them. Because they raise more money, they're more unified, they have more things, they do read more books. So when you look at those things, they have some advantages over us that we have to catch up to. And when they point that out, they're not lying. And it just can't be, well, you need to do this and this and this and this, but when they say something about you, then you don't want to listen to that. We got to be able to take that criticism as men from each other, from sisters, and deal with the positions of what they're talking about without being emotionally hurt. Even as a YouTuber, I look at my analytics. Brothers call me all the time. I've chewed out Kevin Samuels behind the scenes. Alpha Male Strategies and called me and told me I did this wrong, what I should do. I gotta accept it and understand that these guys are what they're talking about. Same thing with Jap. I called Jap and say, man, you need to do this, to do that, man. You're doing good. Keep it up. Same thing with Sinful to P. We all criticize each other because we want each other to do better. And sometimes the criticism from sisters, it's not always from a place of hate. Like when I'm looking at this particular stream with Napah Shaddai and them, I'm not looking at that, what they're talking about. The tonality is not about hate. And even if the tonality was extreme, I'm not dealing with your tone. And as I've gotten older, I've gotten more mature to understand I'm not dealing with tonality and how you say things. I'm dealing with what you're talking about. And if I can deal with what you're talking about, I'm taking away just the abstract, just being abstract. I'm dealing with just that. And once black men can do that, because obviously we know that's the difference between what men and women should be. Women have a hard time being abstract. They have a hard time with that. But we can do that. So guys, it's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe with the bell. Check out the first comment pinned to the top, brothers. Check out the Patreon. Check out the Black Men Are Perfect t-shirts. And as you brothers know, the buffoonery always remains at an all-time high. I'm out.